Former governor of Rivers State, Governor Ameachi, has come out to blame Nigerians, saying that the reason your leaders are taking you for granted, increasing petrol price 3 times within 3 months, space of 3 months, is because you guys are not on the street protesting. They feel you are comfortable in this hardship. If as a matter of fact, I was shocked when A.O. Amechi, who was a two-time governor of Rivers State, one of the richest states in Nigeria, Amechi, who was a former minister of transport, Amechi, who has been at the corridor of power, said that if the likes of him and his immediate family, if they can feel this hardship in this country, he said, how about some persons who don't have privileged sons and daughters like them? And I agree with him to some extent. I'm going to be showing you the video now. Please make sure you watch this video to the end. As you watch it to the, just be sharing it so that all Nigerians will see this video. We need this. How long are we going to continue talking and talking, no effort? Just talk, no effort. Nothing is happening. Guys, please like this video so Facebook and YouTube can recommend that. Please share. Thank you.
I'm angry with the citizens. I've said it several times. You can't see a group of people stealing your money, impoverishing you. You can't buy fuel, you can't buy anything, nothing. And then you're still, look at what happened in Edo. Should any politician be campaigning in Edo? People should be angry. There should be protest, not even protest of against anybody, it's against politicians. We will not vote. There will be an election in our state. That's what the people should be saying. Because the rate of hunger now, if people like us can't afford diesel, you can imagine what's happening to my mother and me. Okay, but it's not my mother because I will defend my mother. Those who don't have children like us.
While Rotimi Ameachi is right about the reaction of boycott or protesting that elections won't hold in any state, it's not as straightforward as he tries to make it. But we'll come back to that in a moment. Yes, the way Nigerians have reacted and continue to react against the massive hunger and high cost of living is not commensurate to what the government is throwing at them. Take for instance the petrol price increase by the NNPC. Despite the fact that the government promised NLC and other labor unions when they were negotiating the 70,000 naira minimum wage that petrol price will not be increased in the nearest future, which of course forced the labor unions to accept the 70,000 naira minimum wage. What happened after? Since they accepted to pay that 70,000 naira minimum wage, NNPC has increased the price of petrol 3 times. Yes. Initially, petrol was selling about 591 naira per litre at petrol stations owned by the NNPC. All of a sudden, they increased it to 700 and something naira per litre. No reason was given. During the time they were going back and forth with Dangote refinery, they increased the price of petrol to 800 and something naira per litre. A few days later, before the commencement of sale of crude oil to Dangote in naira, NNPC claimed that they've been trying to finish off their imported petrol so as to concentrate on buying from Dangote refinery alone. So it means the same imported petrol they've been selling from about 591 to 600 naira per litre, they woke up one day, increased the price by about 200 naira per litre, no excuses, and Tinubu wouldn't say he's not aware because he's the petroleum minister. And today, they have increased the price further to about 998 naira per litre. This is Lagos price. Abuja is already above 1,000, so as the northeast, the deep south, everywhere in the interior, petrol is being sold for about 1,200 naira per litre. So considering the vital role petrol plays in Nigeria's economy, once petrol price is very high, it increases the cost of transportation, it drives the cost of doing business for businesses that rely on petrol to power their operations. All these drive the high inflation, and of course, the high inflation also affects the high cost of living. This is what Rotimi Ameachi is saying that he's angry about. Under normal circumstances, Nigerians are supposed to react to the arbitrary increase of the petrol price by the NNPC. Imagine increasing the price of petrol 3 times under 6 months. No economy in the world can survive this. But Nigerians take it without doing anything. They continue to adjust. When they are pushed into the wall, they will drill the wall in order to accommodate the push. So it has to stop. Everyone is just complaining without doing anything about it. Like the saying goes, If you don't demand anything from people in power, they will never yield anything. They have never yielded before without being pushed. Because all they are doing and there is no reaction, it motivates them to be more audacious in future. Don't be surprised that by December of this year, petrol might be sold for 1,500 naira per liter. To them, it's all about increasing everything, taxing, shouting IGR everywhere. How do they keep taxing people who are making less money? The naira has been so devalued that even early last year is being referred to as the good olden days. Yes, how much was a bag of rice early last year? How much was the exchange rate? How much was petrol being sold by early last year before the calamity struck? They just increased the price of vehicle license and driver's license. So as you can see, what actually motivates them to continue to research, to find ways to tax Nigerians more, is the docility of Nigerians. If Nigerians are not docile, that when they add a penny to the price of something, Nigerians will troop out and resist hard and refuse to go home until it is reversed. They will not concentrate on increasing the taxes. Rather, they will spend more time researching on how to increase the fortunes of Nigerians, to create more employment, to lift more people out of poverty. So when that is done, they can now tax more people. If, for instance, only 1 million people are paying taxes in Nigeria, and they succeed in lifting 1 million people out of poverty, that's 2 million potential taxpayers.
Health, education, and pulling people out of poverty.
Like Petrol always says, if the government wants to earn more taxes from Nigerians, they should see the whole process as a savings account. If you don't deposit money into your savings account, you cannot withdraw any money. So they have to first of all create the enabling environment so that businesses can thrive, so that businesses can continue to thrive to the extent that they will employ more people. The more people they employ, the more taxes the government will earn. It's very easy for the government to always point out that our revenue to tax ratio is the lowest in the world, not just in Africa. Bill Gates said it the other day he visited Nigeria. One thing they always miss is the fact that unemployment rate in Nigeria is very, very high. Imagine 50 million people are gainfully employed in Nigeria and their average salary is 100,000 naira per month. If they pay the pay as you earn tax of 5%, that's 5,000 each. Multiply that by 50 million, that's 250 billion naira per month. Multiply that by 12 months, that's 3 trillion naira from taxes alone in 1 year. Also imagine if the payee is adjusted to 10%, that's double in a year, that's 6 trillion naira from taxes alone. So they don't understand this, they need to create more jobs. It doesn't mean the federal government must employ people directly and pay them salaries, no. They have to create the enabling environment. Creating an enabling environment doesn't only mean building the infrastructure that will support businesses to thrive. It also means that the government doesn't just wake up one day and increase petrol price when they know that the entire economy, all the manufacturing sector, all businesses, even the roadside vulcanizer relies on petrol for his business. They just wake up one day and increase the price of petrol. Whenever they do this, they wipe off the value of the naira. Imagine last month, before the increase of petrol price, an average worker was spending about 10,000 or 20,000 naira per month on transportation, and they increase the price of petrol, that's increase in the cost of transportation. So in the new month, that worker might spend 30 or 40,000 naira for transportation. That's an increase of 100%. Despite earning the same salary, the salary wasn't increased, but the cost of living has increased because he has to pay double the transportation cost. This is how it works. Now to Rotimi Ameachi's advice that Nigerians must protest after what happened in Edo State, that in the future, Nigerians should protest that elections won't hold in their states. That's playing into the hands of politicians. Imagine right now you are voting, but your votes are not being counted the way you voted. What do you expect will happen when you don't vote at all? They will still say that the election held and just write the results. You see, this is like someone being pushed into a wall, and instead of fighting back, the person is drilling a hole inside the wall to adjust. This is adjustment. People are rigging an election. Instead of preventing them from rigging an election, we are saying you will not participate, that you will protest, that elections will never hold. No, that's the wrong approach. The mere fact that INEC officials still travel to the states to conduct the election, they don't sit in Abuja without physically visiting the state and announce the results. We must fight within the system. Yes, our democracy is now on paper, not in practice. But Nigerians must fight within the system. How are they going to fight? Is by simply making sure that their votes count at the polling unit. Except no one visited the polling unit. But once INEC officials visit the polling unit to conduct the election, citizens must stand their ground. Yes, they must stand their ground. They must never leave, no matter the intimidation. Imagine Nigerians doing this in every polling unit, or even 80% of the polling units across Nigeria. From there, they will move to the next collation center, which is the ward. There, they will stand their ground and make sure the votes are counted and uploaded, whether they are uploading or not, but the votes must count. If they do this with the sheer massive numbers of people, intimidating crowd, no one will do anything wrong. From that ward collation to local government collation and to the state, and the people at Abuja will do their own. Results will count. People always forget that APC defeated a sitting president, that's Goodluck Jonathan. Never mind the fact that people like to attribute it to Jonathan's character, that he allowed them to defeat him. No, he was defeated. The votes counted at the time. So it is doable. There's nothing like boycotting. When you boycott, you play into their hands. That's exactly what they want you to do. They don't want you to participate. And you're giving it to them on a platter. No, let them fight for it.